countdown. Trevor Hoffman's long game should get him a spot in Cooperstown. USA Today Sports is counting down the top 24 candidates on the 2018 Baseball Hall of Fame ballot in advance of the January 24 election results. The countdown is based on voting by our Power Rankings panel, which includes 5 Hall voters. After barely missing out last year, receiving 74% of the vote, Trevor Hoffman is primed to get over the hump and win induction in 2018. Hoffman became baseball's all-time saves leader on September 24, 2006, breaking Lee Smith's record of 478. The right-hander retired after the 2010 season, wrapping up his career with 601 saves. Hoffman was passed by Mariano Rivera, but it's unlikely anyone else will do so in the foreseeable future. That of course brings us to Rivera, who all closers are stacked up against, whether it's fair or not. In his third year on the ballot, the debate on Hoffman continues, whether his greatness was Hall of Fame quality, or based more on quantity. The case for, though Rivera was always right behind him, Hoffman was the first in history to reach the 500 and 600 save milestones. That's all the more impressive considering his contemporaries. Hoffman's career spanned 18 seasons, and he finished 9 of them with 40 or more saves, tied with Rivera for the most all-time. Overall, Hoffman appeared in 1,035 games with a 2.87 ERA, and his 9.4 strikeouts per 9 innings is more than a full strikeout better than Rivera. It took a backseat to the home run chase in 1998, but Hoffman was going after Bobby Thigpen's single-season save record. Hoffman finished the season with 53, 4 short of Thigpen's mark, but at the time that was the second most in history. The case against longevity can't be everything when it comes to the Hall of Fame, particularly regarding saves. Joe Borofsky had 45 saves with a 5.07 ERA in 2007. A pitcher could save 30 games a year for 20 years and end up with 600 career saves. That would obviously be impressive, but does it warrant baseball's highest honor? Hoffman was certainly one of the best closers in baseball for a long stretch, but how many seasons were there where he was truly unhittable? Hoffman only had 2 seasons with a sub-2.0 ERA. Compare that to Rivera's 11. The Padres had just 5 winning seasons during Hoffman's 16-year tenure in San Diego, so he lacks a strong postseason narrative to burnish his case. X factors. With that in mind, the focus for Hoffman is always going to come back to his 601 career saves. Nobody was Mariano Rivera, and perhaps nobody ever will be. It's unfortunate for Hall candidates like Hoffman and Billy Wagner that they get framed against the greatest of all time, but their careers existed simultaneously. Whether it's a conscious comparison or not, Hoffman will always be in the shadow of Rivera. Consensus: Hoffman may not have been quite as dominant as Rivera, but there's no question he is one of the best in history and will almost certainly reach the 75% threshold this month.